Hello everyone, this is Brett and thank you for tuning in to August 2023 Vinyl Finds. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel and have yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button and I look forward to interacting with you in the comments. So these are going to be some highlights of things we picked up over the last month. Let's just jump in with one. We'll start off with a CD set. This is a triple disc set from Cherry Red Records. This is Dead or Alive, Let Them Drag My Soul Away. It compiles tracks from 1979 to 1982, including Dead or Alive, the band that preceded Dead or Alive, Nightmares and Wax. Singles on disc 1, B-sides, EP tracks. Disc 2 has demos, and then disc 3 has live and BBC Peel sessions. So if all you know by Dead or Alive is You Spin Me Round, this is more dark post-punk, goth. Certainly sounds much different. Highly recommend this. It is worth it alone just to get these early Dead or Alive tracks that are only singles or EPs. I'm Falling, Flowers, Number 11, Name Game. Just really, really great stuff. Let me just show you the packaging on this. As I said, it's 3 CDs. It has a booklet which kind of goes over everything. I'm Falling in Flowers was a 1980 single, just totally stellar. Pete Burns' vocals at time in one track really reminds me of Jim Kerr from Simple Minds. Number 11 is excellent. Name Game has some like Velvet Underground-ish guitars. Includes the 4 tracks from the It's Been Hours Now EP, and you get some real the Mission vibes on the guitar work on the song The Stranger, which makes total sense because Wayne Hussey was a member of Dead or Alive back then, prior to going on to the Sisters of Mercy and then forming the Mission. So Dead or Alive, Let Them Drag My Soul Away. Definitely recommend this one. All right, next up, this is Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section. Jazz record from recorded in one day back in January 19th, 1957. This is a 2023 reissue on Craft Recordings, pressed by QRP. Stellar recording, sounds incredible. The great Paul Chambers on bass. It's just a perfect jazz album. Highly recommend this one. My wife refers to it as the jazz album. Such a good one. Art Pepper. All right, next up, this is from 1982 Factory Records, the Manchester band Swamp Children. This is their one and only album, So Hot. This is Latin, jazz, funk, really great stuff. They turned into Kalima after this, and they shared most of the members with the other Factory band, a certain ratio. Great bass playing on this one. Swamp Children, So Hot. So hot. All right. This one came out back in 2019. I've been wanting to get it, but never ended up getting it until now. This is Jazz Coleman, Magna Invocatio, a Gnostic Mass for choir and orchestra inspired by the sublime music of Killing Joke with the St. Petersburg Philharmonic Orchestra. So this isn't an album where it's Killing Joke playing along with an orchestra. These are truly orchestral versions of Killing Joke songs. It's outstanding. 2 records set. 1 record is on black, 1 is on red, just like the cover. It favors tracks from the mid to later era of Killing Joke. 2 of my absolute favorite Killing Joke songs, In Cythera and Adorations, are on this, and of course they're perfect. Jazz Coleman, Magna Invocatio. Next up, a 30th anniversary album. This is the Juliana Hatfield 3, Become What You Are. On this clear and some yellow splatter swirl in there. Reminds me of some Italian ice. Yeah, so this was the debut from the Juliana Hatfield 3. She had her band Blake Babies prior to, and she was a member of the Lemonheads. My Sister was the big song on this. It was an alternative radio hit back then, and whenever that song comes on, I just wait for the one part where she phrases the band the Del Fuegos, and just the way she sings it is just quite perfect. Spin the Bottle was another one. I think that was in that movie Reality Bites back then. Really great alternative rock album from 1993 celebrating its 30th anniversary. Highly recommend it also. Next up, another reissue from Cranes. This is The Tragedy of Oreste and Electra, inspired by the works of Jean-Paul Sartre. A 1996 album, EP, whatever you want to call it, mini album from the Cranes. It was originally recorded prior to their third album, Loved, but it got held up with copyright clearance because all the prose comes from the text of Sartre. And dark, post-punk, goth, dreamy, baroque-ish, unsettling opening track. And this is the Music on Vinyl limited edition. It's the first time it's ever been on vinyl. Came out just this year. As always, Music on Vinyl does just beautiful, stellar reissues. The inner sleeve, when I pulled this out of the jacket and I saw the polyline inner sleeve that matches, I was just like, just perfect. Just their attention to detail. It says clear vinyl, but there's all these goldish wisps in here. You can kind of see them, yellowish gold. Just beautiful. Also comes with, I think it's a 16-page booklet, which once again matches the same style as everything else. You have the credits, and then you have lyrics in English, translated into English, because everything is in French on this, and then you have the original French lyrics as well. So that is Cranes. Hopefully Music on Vinyl is going to be reissuing the remainder of their catalog. That would be a real treat. All right, next up, this is a 2023 reissue of the Colt's fifth album, Ceremony. This originally came out in 1991. Long out of print. They just did the self-titled album from 1994 this year, so it was just great seeing this one come out. Happy to add it to the collection. I did a Colt ranking video a few months back. I'll leave a link for that so you can check out where this album rated for me when I did that. 2-record set. You got the lyrics on the inner sleeves. There's Ian and Billy. One of the records is on blue, and the other one is on red. They did a great job with this. Beggars just continues to keep reissuing these long out of print albums from that time period. Usually ones that are very scarce and expensive to find originals of. Favorites on this one: Sweet Salvation, Wild Hearted Son, Heart of Soul, Ceremony. But be sure to check out my ranking video. All right, next up, this is Brian Eno and John Cale's 1990 album. This is the 30th anniversary edition that came out back in 2020. This is Wrong Way Up. It came out on the heels of Lou Reed and John Cale's collaborative album, Songs for Drella, which you can see up there behind me. It just came out a few months after it. The track Lay My Love, which opens it, is outstanding. It was recently featured in an episode of the TV show The Bear. Great album. Really happy to have this in the collection now. Brian Eno, John Cale, Wrong Way Up. For those of you unfamiliar, Brian Eno, esteemed producer, musician, once member of Roxy Music, and John Cale, former member of the Velvet Underground for the first two albums back in the late 60s. All right, lastly, I have been on a total Smashing Pumpkins tear as I prepare for some upcoming feature. A little spoiler there. Their new album, Autumn, a rock opera in 3 acts. This monstrous 4 LP set. Let me see if I can open this and show you. They did a beautiful job with this. It just opens up like a book. 4 records, as I said. Doesn't have the lyrics in here, but on the last side, it does have an audio story which goes over some of that. Inner sleeves are very cool. Remind me of Star Wars. 33 songs, if I didn't mention that. It is all over the place. Billy Corgan has got to be one of the most prolific songwriters of all time. There's heavy moments like on The Good and Goodbye, Beguiled, Empires. There's a lot of synth-heavy songs, and a song that made me go, what am I listening to? It's called Hooray. Check that one out. Standouts for me right now, I'm still digesting this. As 33 songs, it's a lot to process. The Canary Trainer is a standout, and Beguiled as well. But I got into the Smashing Pumpkins back in 1991 when Gish, just right maybe the day Gish came out, and great to see they're still at it. I got to see them live last year with Jane's Addiction. So this is Autumn. All right. So let me know what you guys have been getting and what you've been listening to. If there's anything from my list here that you guys have been enjoying or something that's new to you that you look forward to checking out, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye.